What is up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here, and we back at with our another weekly prediction. This time we'll be doing our Week 14 predictions for this week. And last week I went 12-2-1, which I did super good last week. And then my overall record I went 108-69, which that was totally fantastic. And also these are 16s are on a bye this week. So before we get started with our predictions for week 14, don't forget to put the thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to comment down your opinion below who you think is going to win this week. So anyways, I chose the Raiders to win like 24-17. And the Rams won 17-16, which I got that score right, but just a prediction wrong. So anyways, we're going to get started. First game, we got the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. Bills are like -10 at home. Now, this is a big spread right here. So, I don't even know why the line's like that. I think that 10-point spread is disrespectful because I feel like 10 is just too many points. I like the Jets here with the points. I think they have a chance to cover 10 in this game. But when I look at the Jets, their defense is so underrated. Like, they don't kind of really give you the easy stuff, but they should have at least beat the Jets because Mike White was playing fantastic, but they blew that game due to an interception that he threw. So yeah. So last time when these two teams played, the Jets won that game because the Jets, what they did, they forced some turnovers. They pressured Josh Allen 6 times, which that was good. So their defense is playing some underrated football right now. So, yeah, I think they can keep this game competitive and close, but I wouldn't be shocked if this was a low-scoring game, though, because here's the thing, because both defenses are really good. And we heard the sad news that Von Miller is going to be out for the year, so which that's kind of a huge blow to their defense. But without Von Miller, their defense played really good last week against the Patriots. I thought they really made them one-dimensional in that game, which they really did a really good job doing that. But I think this game right here is going to be close, but I'm going to take the Bills because they're at home. They got the better quarterback, the better coach, and there's the more complete team. I mean, there's no way they're going to lose to the Jets twice in a row. I mean, Bills are going to split with them, so yeah. So I think it's going to be closer. Maybe I say Bills are like 23-16, something like that. So yeah. So I'll take the Bills to win. But I'll take the Jets to cover. Next game, we have the Cleveland Browns versus Cincinnati Bengals. Cleveland Browns, Cincy's favored by 5.5. Now, I believe this game's in Cincinnati, which that's going to be a big factor. So, yeah, I'm too excited to see this game, which is going to be fun to watch. Both good quarterbacks playing against each other. Then Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson playing against each other. Now, we know that Joe Burrow, he has never won a career versus the Browns, though. I mean, right now he's 0-5 against the Browns because, they haven't been beating them lately. But last time when these two teams played, the Browns whooped them because, they made the Bengals offense look one-dimensional. They made them look weak with their passing offense and their rushing offense. And it was able to get pressure on the quarterback. So, yeah, the Browns offense, and yeah, so that's what I like to see from the Browns. But here's the thing. I feel like the Browns in this game are going to move the football and pass the football really good against this Bengals defense. Because the Bengals defense is okay, but it's not as good as you think. But the Bengals almost lost to the Chiefs, though, but they end up getting that win, though. So, yeah. But I think this game right here is definitely gonna be a low scoring game. So maybe we see a low scoring game maybe in the first half, and then maybe come back letting the both teams score like over like 20 or 30 points in this game. But I don't really know. But the Browns were able to put up 20 points last week on the Texans. But But Deshaun Watson, he didn't really play his best because, he only had 131 passing yards in that game. So if he plays well this game, I think this game will keep competitive. So yeah, so by the way, I think the Bengals have a chance. I think the Browns, if they beat the Bengals again, I mean, the Browns could definitely be in the mix, keeping their playoff hopes alive. So yeah, so by the way, I think the Browns can move the football, and defensively, I think they can make the Bengals offense look one-dimensional, though. And especially they match up well. The Bengals are really good because they have a strong secondary that can really handle business and take advantage of, the weapons of the Bengals. So, yeah. But I think this game right here is going to be close. But I'm going to roll with the Bengals here because they're at home, and I just think they're just a more complete team. So, yeah. And I feel like Joe Burrow is gonna have to win a career in with versus the Browns. I mean, he's gonna have to do it. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Bengals to win, but give me the 5.5 points with the Browns. I think the Browns find a way to cover this game, but I think this game right here is gonna be very close. But I'm gonna say maybe the Bengals win like 23-17, something like that. So yeah, so I'm taking the Browns to cover plus the 5.5, but I'll take the Bengals to win the game. Next game, we have the Houston Texans versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are favored by 17.5. Wow, that's a lot of points right there. Now, the reason why the spread is so big because, Texans are not a good, because we know the Texans suck, and then the Cowboys are just a good team. But I'm taking the Cowboys because the Cowboys seem like they're almost striving to be the best team in the league, while the Texans are just one of the worst teams in the league. The defense of the Dallas Cowboys is pretty much underrated. I like what they did versus the Colts last week. They forced a lot of turnovers and made that offense look one-dimensional. But here's the thing. I think Dallas can move the football on Houston, knowing that the Texans' run defense sucks, and their pass defense is very weak. So Dallas can throw the ball really good, but they can't really throw the ball as well. But here's the thing. I think there's a chance that the Texans can cover this game if they can keep it close. I don't really know, because if Dallas is up by a lot of points, then Houston might not be able to cover the spread. So yeah. So by the way, I can't take Houston to cover because Houston's getting blowed out extremely every week. And their defense just sucks and their offense is terrible. So that's why I'm just rolling with the Cowboys both ways in this game. So yeah. Because they're just a more complete team and have a better coaching staff, better quarterback. And plus the game is in Dallas, so yeah, I have to take Dallas both ways in this game. I have no choice. So I'm gonna say they win 27-17, something like that, like a semi blowout, something like that. So I'm just gonna take the Dallas to win and take Dallas to cover as well. Next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings versus the Detroit Lions. Lions is favored by 2. Now, I'm going to have to call this a trap game here because I feel like this game can go either way. Because I know a lot of people are betting on the Lions to win because the Lions are playing good football right now. Which, defensively, they're playing better right now. Dan Campbell's gotten these guys playing. And plus, offensively, they're starting to move the football really good. They're running the ball. They're starting to throw the ball really good. And plus, defensively, they're playing as well. They play the run really well, and they play the pass really well. So, yeah, I like how the way the Lions is doing. On the other side, the Vikings, their defense is just not as good as it is, but it's okay, though. But I'm not saying that the Vikings' defense is bad, but it's just not okay. But I thought it was underrated, but I heard a lot of people saying their defense sucks because Vikings defense always struggles against the pass. So yeah, but I feel like this is gonna be an offensive game because sometimes because both these two teams defenses are not as good. Like they can't like their secondaries are sketchy because they can't really stop the pass really well. But I think the Lions are better defending the run more than the Vikings because I don't think the Vikings they can defend the run okay, but I don't really know about the pass. So maybe I think the Vikings can hang around this game like they did before, and I think the Lions can as well. So maybe they hang around each other in the game to keep it. And I think this game is going to be super close, but I would not. But I feel like this will be a best bet as well. So I'm going to take the Lions to win because they're at home, and I think the Lions can find a way to I think Jared Goff he finds a way to throw the ball to the weapons that he has for Detroit. I feel like they can find a way to move the ball against atrocious secondary that the Vikings have. So yeah, so I think the Lions move the ball on them. So yeah, so by the way, I'm gonna take the Lions to win, but I will take the 2 points with the Vikings though. So I say the Vikings do cover this game. I say they cover plus the 2 in this game. So yeah. So maybe the Lions can win by like a 3. Maybe they win by like 3 points or something like that, or maybe by 4, or maybe by 2 or 1. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked if that happened, but I think the Lions find a way to win by a field goal. So I'm gonna say they win like 30-27, something like that. Maybe on like a last drive of Detroit. So yeah. So by the way, I'm gonna take the Lions to win. So by the way, I think the Vikings do keep it close in this game and hang around, but I'll just take them to cover this game. But I'll take the Lions to win this game to keep in the playoff race. Next game, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans. Titans are favored by 3.5. By the way, I got the Titans here, but the reason why is that Titans are just a more complete team. They have a better coach. I mean, they're at home. I mean, I think Tennessee, they're not gonna drop 3 in a row. I mean, if they drop 3 in a row, could they be in trouble? Sure, but I think Tennessee does find a way to bounce back and get back on track coming off 2 losses. So I think they're going to be extra motivated because we know they're angry and all that, knowing that, they want to win and they want to end this 2-game losing streak and all that. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars, I mean, there's no way I'm going to take them to cover and win this game because they suck. And because we remember when we see that Lions game last week, where Jacksonville, they looked really weak against Detroit. I mean, Trevor Lawrence did not play his best because they were taking too many penalties. They were giving up yards and all that. And offensively, they weren't really moving the ball really well. That's how they blew that. That's how they lost that game. So maybe if Jacksonville, if they find a way to at least move the ball on this Titans defense, then I think they keep this game competitive. But I just think the Titans, and especially with Trevor Lawrence as he's injured, I feel like that's going to be a factor. I feel like that's going to be huge. If he doesn't play, I mean, that's going to be a huge blow to their quarterback position. So I have to take the Titans here because they're just a more complete team and all that. So yeah. So I'm taking them both ways. I'm taking them to win and to cover. So I'm gonna say like a semi blowout, like 23-13, something like that, or like 26-13. So yeah. So maybe I say they at least win by like 10 points. So yeah. So I'm gonna take them to win, and I'm gonna take Tennessee to win and the cover. Next game, we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus New York Giants. Now, this is an NFC East showdown. Now, I call this a trap game for some reason because lots of people are not picking the Giants to win. Now, I mean, Giants are dogs at home. Now, some people are really not taking the Giants here because a lot of people think the Eagles is a better team, but some Giants fans might take them. But here's the thing. I think that the Giants I feel like that the Giants are definitely are getting close to being one-dimensional. I mean, here's the thing. Now, they almost didn't really play well against Washington. Now they were competitive last week against Washington, and they definitely tied the game. Offensively, they was able to move the ball. Defensively, they were playing really good. Especially, I think the Eagles can definitely struggle with Martindale's blitzing because that's what Martindale likes to do. He likes to blitz, he does that maybe on early downs, maybe on third downs, something like that. So yeah, I think the Eagles maybe they can move the football on them. I don't really know, but I think the Giants are going to move the football on the Eagles because the Eagles' run defense is not as good, but it's okay, but it's not great. But their pass defense. It's okay, but it's not as good as it is. But so I feel like their defense is just average. So maybe the Eagles, maybe they find a way to at least slow down Saquon in the running game and all that. And I think their secondary can handle business because I don't think the Giants have a lot of weapons on offense that really scare you and all that. So yeah. So I'm taking the Eagles in this game. I know the game's in New York, but I'm taking the Eagles in this game because I just think there's a more complete team and have a better quarterback and a better coach. But I think it's going to be close, though. But I think the Eagles find a way to win this game. But I will take the 7 points at home because I just think 7 is just a lot of points. I say the Giants do cover this game. I say they cover like 7. I'm going to say they do cover the points in this game to keep it close because I think they will stay competitive. So I say maybe the Eagles win like by 3 or 4 points. Maybe they win like 30-26, something like that, more like a higher scoring game. So yeah, so I'm going to take the Giants with the points, but I'll take the Eagles to win the game. Next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are favored by maybe like a field goal or a touchdown. They're favored by 1.5. Now, this is another game I'm calling as my trap game because we know that the Steelers, because they got the Ravens as underdogs this week, which I don't really know if it makes sense, but I think the reason why Pittsburgh's favored in this game because Lamar is not playing this game. So, yeah, so we get to see Tyler Huntley playing this game. Now, lots of people are underrating Tyler Huntley because he played really well against the Broncos, though. But it was a defensive game because, Ravens' offense was not looking as good, and neither the Broncos' offense was looking that good. So their offenses were not looking as good, despite the Ravens winning that game. But they did find a way to win that game on a drive. So yeah. And they got Kenny Pickett as the starting quarterback for a rookie, so which that's gonna be awesome. Now Kenny Pickett, lots of people are gonna start underrating Kenny Pickett because Kenny Pickett has been playing really good. He's starting to extend plays. He gets rid of the ball so quickly. He's starting to complete passes. So yeah. But here's the thing. I think this game right here is gonna be close. Because both of their defenses are very solid, though. And I think it will be a defensive game like it was last time. Like, every year is always a defensive game for both these teams because they both have a great defense. But their offenses are a little sketchy. But I say the Ravens' offense is kind of better. But I don't think none of these teams have a running game. Like the Steelers don't really have a running game, and they don't have a great offensive line. I don't think the Ravens' offensive line is good. So yeah, but here's the thing. I think they both can move the ball on each other. And I think their defenses can make some stops in this game. And maybe they can handle business. But I want to lean towards the Ravens here because there's a better team. But I'm going to take the Steelers because I just think the Steelers just own the Ravens. Like they just got the Ravens number. And I think they can find a way to at least I think the Steelers can find a way to at least stop the run, and maybe they can at least slow down, their running game, and maybe they can get pressure on Tyler Huntley and all that. So yeah, I think they can slow down the run really good and probably make this offense look one-dimensional. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Steelers to win, but give me the 1.5 points with the Ravens though. I say the Ravens do cover this game, so I think it will be really close. So maybe I say the Steelers either win by a touchdown or a field goal. This is a tough one. Maybe I say they win by a touchdown or something like that. So yeah. So maybe I say they win 17-16, something like that, more like a 1-point game. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Steelers to win, but I'll take the Ravens to cover. And they'll hopefully keep their Steelers playoff hopes alive. Next game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Denver Broncos. Kansas City Chiefs is favored by 9 in this game. Now, 9, I know it's a lot of points, but I gotta have to take the Chiefs in this game because the Chiefs are just a more complete team. They're playing better football right now. And also, I just think they have a better quarterback. Look, I just think Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson. I mean, the Broncos are just a complete bad team. They're a complete Mets, and plus they're one-dimensional. Now, here's the thing: they almost beat the Ravens last week, which that was good. Which they should have at least won that game because the defense was playing outstanding though, which that was good. But the offense was not looking okay despite them not scoring a lot of points. But I just don't really know if Denver can score a lot of points in this game because their offense is way too one-dimensional. And plus, I think the Chiefs' offense is better. So I don't really know if Denver is going to be able to keep up with them in this game, especially the Chiefs' defense. They're really good at stopping the run, and they're good at stopping the pass as well. So maybe they made things difficult on Russell Wilson and all that. So yeah, because I feel like that Russell Wilson is overrated. Like he can't really throw the ball really well. Like he refuses to throw the ball really well, and especially Denver. They're not good on early downs. Like they're in those situations where they're teams are getting them negative yards in a game, something like that. So yeah, but I think their defense will keep them in this game though. Because maybe in the first half, I say maybe their defense keeps them in the game, and then maybe they win the second half. The Chiefs. They can just find a way to score a lot of points. Maybe they score 30 plus points, something like that. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the. So I'm gonna say the Chiefs win this game, but I'm gonna say they cover. I'm taking them both ways. So maybe I say the Chiefs win by 27-13, something like that, or maybe 34-13, something like that. Because I don't think the Broncos are going to be able to keep up with the Chiefs. Maybe they stay in the game, maybe in the first half, but I don't think they will in the second half. So yeah, so I got the Chiefs both ways in this game. So yeah. Next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are favored by 3.5. Now, I believe this game right here could definitely go either way, though, because this game's fun to watch, though. as we knew that Brock Purdy is the starter for this game. So I know a lot of people are picking the Niners to win because they're just a better team, and they don't really care if Jimmy G's not playing. But I'm not taking a backup quarterback over Tom Brady. Like, that's kind of serious. I've got the Bucs in this game. I got the Bucs pulling off the upset in this game. So I mean, here's the thing. The reason why I'm taking the Bucs to win this game is because the Bucs are just more stable at the quarterback position. And offensively, I think they can move the football on the Niners. Especially, I think they can. I think Tom Brady finds a way to make a lot of plays in this game. And especially, I just don't think the Niners secondary is good. Like, I don't really think they have any corners who can cover those receivers in the Bucs. I feel like Mike Evans, Godwin, and Julio is probably going to be too much for a Niners secondary to handle. So, yeah. Especially Tampa Bay has a really good defensive line that can really find a way to, like, slow down their running game and, like, just get pressure. So, I think they're going to find a way to at least slow down CMC in this game. And maybe they'll probably find a way to give them negative yards in this game. So, yeah. And also, they do have the secondary. And their secondary is really good, which I think they can find a way to handle business on the Niners' weapons. So, yeah. But I don't really know that the Bucs are going to be able to stop that. But I think they can. So, like, maybe if they at least, like, look at the Chiefs and Broncos game. Because if they feel like if they do these things, then they might have a chance. So, yeah. So, in order for the Bucs, if they want to, like open up, like create play action, open up some drives in the game, like they can't really be in those difficult situations. They really have to be successful on early downs. Like they can't be in those second and longs. They can't be in those third and longs. They can't be on 3rd and 9s and all that. They can't really be in those situations because if they do, then the Niners can have a chance. Because I've seen teams that when they're on 3rd downs, like when they're on 3rd and 9, they'll just like get a first down. And especially even on 2nd and long, they'll try to get it as well. So yeah. But I know the Bucs offensive line is beat up, but I don't really know if they're gonna find a way to protect the run game. But maybe they protect it good, maybe they don't. I don't really know because Tampa Bay, they can't really run the ball really well. But their difficulties on their offense is sometimes they really have trouble passing the ball. Like they can't really pass the ball as good as they can. So yeah. So by the way, I have to take the Bucs in this game to win at home if they want to. If the Bucs, if they want to get their season back on track, they gotta win this game right here. Because if they don't, then they're in trouble. So yeah. So they're gonna have to win this game if they want to get their season back on track. So yeah. But I think it's gonna be a defensive game, maybe a low scoring game. Maybe I say the Bucs win like 16-13, something like that. Or maybe a little bit like higher score, maybe like 23-20. So yeah. So by the way, I'm gonna take the Bucs to win. But I'm going to take the 3.5 with the Niners, though. I think the Niners find a way to cover this game. So, yeah. Because I like the 3.5 points with the Niners, though. Because I think the Niners, I feel like I think they will stay competitive in this game. Because last week, the Niners, they was able to win without Garoppolo. They was able to overcome because defensively, they were playing as well. They were playing really good. And offensively, they were moving the football. So, yeah. So I'm gonna take the Niners to cover the plus of 3.5, but I'll take the Bucs to win the game. Next game, we had the Carolina Panthers vs. Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's favored by 4. So now we know Carolina's coming off a bye, and then Seattle's coming off a win against the Rams. But here's the thing. Seattle almost lost to the Rams. Now here's the thing. The reason why they almost lost to the Rams is because here's the thing. Their defense was not looking as hot, but they still found a way to win the game, though. Their defense was not looking as hot as it was. And, the offense was pretty good. It was looking good, okay. But defensively, they were not as good, despite the win, in which they almost blew that game. So, yeah. While the Carolina Panthers, they're kind of really playing some underrated football right now. I think their defense is kind of underrated. Now, we seen versus the Broncos that they really blow them out. Now, they really whooped the Broncos because their defense was playing as good, and Sam Darnold was able to make some throws and all that. The offense was playing really good. But I just don't think this. I think this could definitely be a bad matchup for Seattle because Carolina's for a bad matchup for the Panthers because Seattle defense is pretty much underrated. Like, they can stop the run really good, but the pass defense is not as great. So, yeah. So, I think the Panthers can find a way to move the football on the Seahawks because teams have been moving the ball really well against them. So, yeah. So, I heard one person saying that they're going to take the Panthers to win because of their defense, but I can't take Carolina in this game because Carolina, they don't got much to play for because I just don't think – they're not going to make the playoffs this year. And Seattle, they're looking to clinch a playoff berth. So, yeah. So, I'm just taking the Seahawks to win because they're just a better team. They have the better – I just think Geno's a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. And they have the better coaching staff, and they're just a more complete team. So, I'm going to take the Seahawks to win, but give me the 4 points with the Panthers. I think the Panthers do cover this game, but I think it will be close, though. Maybe like 20. Maybe Seattle wins like 27-20, something like that. Maybe a 7-point game. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Panthers to cover with the points, but I'll take the Seahawks to win the game. And especially, I just don't think that the Panthers really have the answer defensively, to like cover the Seahawks receivers. Like, I feel like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett is gonna be tough. Those guys are gonna be tough to cover. And hope Kenneth Walker, if he comes back, maybe their running game be solid. So, yeah. So, by the way, I'll take the Panthers to cover, but I'll take the Seahawks to win. Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins versus the LA Chargers. Miami's favored by 3.5. Now, I call this a trap game because, some people are picking the Dolphins to win because they think the Dolphins are a better team. But both these two teams are similar to each other. Now, Dolphins, versus the Niners, they did not look as good because here's the thing. Offensively, they couldn't really move the football. They were getting pressure. They had so many turnovers, and they were in some bad situations. Like, they weren't getting successful on early downs. So, yeah. While the Chargers, the Chargers almost did not look that great versus the Raiders, though. But they kind of stayed competitive, though. But offensively, they're starting to move the football. But defensively, they're just bad. Like, they haven't been really playing that well on defense. Like, I know that their run defense is bad, but I feel like their secondary is okay. I think they can find a way to handle business. The Dolphins passing game, yeah, I think they find a way to do that. Because I think the Dolphins' offensive line is kind of injured right now. And I just kind of feel like with Waddle, not playing this game, kind of takes away the dementia of the offense of it. So, yeah. So I don't really know if the Chargers are going to be able to find their matches with the Dolphins because Tyreek Hill is like the best receiver in the game, and I don't really know if anybody's going to be able to cover him in this game. So yeah, so I think maybe they find a way to cover Tyreek Hill and Waddle in this game, or maybe they find a way to double team one of them, and then maybe Derwin James, maybe he can do a good job, covering Mike Gesicki in the game. So yeah, so I think the Chargers defense might get some pressure because they're really not good at. They haven't been really good against pressure. They haven't been really good against the offensive line because the offensive line has been pushing them around. So yeah, so by the way, I'm gonna take the Chargers to win this game because they're at home, and I just really think that the Chargers really need this win if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Because if they don't win this game, then they could be out of the playoffs. Though that could tell this team that they're in trouble if they don't win this game. So I just kind of feel like the Chargers need to win this game if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Because if they don't win this game, then they're in trouble. And also, I just think the Chargers passing offense. Now, Dolphins defense is pretty good, but it's not as great. I think Justin Herbert can find a way to make some plays. Maybe he makes some magic in this game. And I feel like the offense can move the ball on them as well. So, yeah. So, I believe that Mike Williams is playing. So, yeah. So, I feel like that makes the Chargers offense, a lot more explosive. So yeah, especially with them getting their weapons back, getting one of their weapons back, I feel like it's gonna make their offense very, very dynamic. So yeah. So by the way, I'm gonna take the Chargers to win this game. I think this game's gonna be a shootout and it will be a high scoring game, but I'm gonna take the Chargers to win this game because and also give me the 3.5 points with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins find a way to move the ball on them. Because teams have been really good moving the ball against the Charger defense, and while the Charger defense isn't good. So maybe the Dolphins find a way to move the ball against them. So yeah, and also I just think so yeah. So I'm gonna say maybe the Chargers win by a field goal or a touchdown in this game. Maybe we can say 34-27, 34-31, something like that. More like a higher scoring game. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Dolphins to cover plus a 3.5, but I'll take the Chargers to win the game. And hopefully that keeps their playoff hopes alive. All right, last game Monday Night Football, we have the New England Patriots versus the Arizona Cardinals. Patriots are favored by 1.5 in this game. Now, I believe this game can definitely go either way. Now, I know a lot of people are picking the Cardinals to win because of Kyler Murray and all that, but I just can't take the Cardinals in this game. I just don't think the Cardinals are that good. So yeah, but the Cardinals now versus the Chargers, they should beat the Chargers though because the only reason why they blew this game to the Chargers is because here's the thing. Their defense they blew this game to the Chargers because Justin Herbert got a game-winning touchdown, and plus the Cardinals defense was not looking as good. Especially they looked okay against the Chargers though until they start falling apart. So yeah. So I think this game right here is going to be close, and I think they do keep it competitive in this game. Because I think Arizona can definitely move the football on the Patriots. Because the Patriots' pass defense, it has been looking great. Because here's the thing. The reason why it has been looking great because here's the thing. Their defense was definitely getting demolished by the Bills and the Vikings. They were getting demolished last week. Because their defense couldn't even stop the pass. But I think they can stop the run, but I don't know about their passing game. Maybe I think the Patriots find a way to at least get pressure on Kyler Murray and get his offense and get the Cardinals offense one dimensional in this game. But I think the Cardinals can do the same thing too. Maybe they make things difficult on Mac Jones. Because Mac Jones has not been playing his best football. He's been getting washed almost every week. The defense just gets a stop, but it's just the Patriots offense. They just don't know how to Like Patriots offense is really not good at moving the football, but I think they will find a way to move the ball against the Cardinals defense, which is one dimensional. So maybe they run the football on them, maybe they pass the ball on them. I say they do all these things, like create play action, like don't be in those situations though. Don't be in those third and longs or no second and longs, third and nine or third and eight, nothing like that. So Patriots, they're gonna have to find a way to be successful on early downs. Mac Jones is gonna have to find a way to get rid of the ball quickly. Guys gonna start getting open. So yeah. And their zone coverage is okay, but it's not as great. Maybe they find a way. Maybe their guys in the secondary. Maybe they find a way to like cover D Hop and maybe cover like Brown in the game and maybe so yeah. I know this game is in Arizona, but I'm gonna have to roll with the Patriots here because the Patriots are just a more complete team. They have the better coach and staff, and they got more to play for as well because they have a better chance to make the playoffs, and the Cardinals don't. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Patriots to win, but I give me the 1.5 points with the Cardinals. I think I like the 1.5 points here at home as an underdog with Arizona. I think the Cardinals find a way to cover this game. I think they move the football and get successful on defense as well. So yeah. So maybe I say the Patriots like win like 26-23, more like a closer game, but if it was a low scoring game, I wouldn't be shocked. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Cardinals to cover plus the 1.5 points. I'll take the Cardinals to cover with the points, but I'll take the Patriots to win the game and hopefully keep their playoff hopes alive. Well, all right, guys. Those are all my Week 14 predictions for this week. Hope you guys enjoy watching. And also, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comment section below what you think. Like, let me know who you think is gonna win this week. Well, don't forget to like. It's Emmanuel Jones from Big Fan. Don't forget to like put the thumbs up, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more options. So, yeah. So, well, this is Emmanuel Jones from the Big Fan. I'll see you guys later. Peace.